Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, adding Deathstroke. So, after seeing this news, I was actually a bit interested of the direction that this was going to go, just because it's one of those situations where, with this game doing as bad as it has been, there was the whole sale that they did in regards to having the game 95% off. I think originally in one of the articles that I read in the video that I had done on this, it mentioned that the game was at about $5. But from what I was hearing other people saying, it was even lower than that. I think it was like 379 or somewhere around that price range. So it was able to actually give the game a little bit of a bump, and we can see right here in the Steam charts that it did have an effect, especially because I did see some people online talking about how they were seeing that how low the price was, so they figured, what the hell, I'll give it a shot. So the numbers did go up, quite a bit from the game having a cheaper price to it. But I feel like if you can see here on the chart, it's getting to the point where players probably picked it up, thought like, hey, this is gonna be really cheap, I might as well check it out. And they're starting to kind of see like, what, this game isn't that great, because as you can see here, the numbers are starting to dwindle back down. So I'm curious if this was like their way of trying to decide if they wanted to try to push this right at the last minute before the game starts losing its player base again. So if they're like thinking to themselves, you know what, we're gonna put it on sale, we're gonna add Deathstroke, and that should kind of have more players coming back into it. I'm actually curious of what the Steam charts are gonna be, because it's stating that it more or less around the 10th is gonna be when this game is gonna be getting the release of Deathstroke. So once that does happen, if it does bring players back in, the people that did end up buying it, if it is gonna be something where they do decide, you know what, I'm gonna at least give it a shot, or if a lot of them are just gonna be like, you know what, this game sucks, I don't really care for it to even play as Deathstroke. And I'm also curious in that regard because of the fact that like I've mentioned before, when it comes down to this game, how they did kill off Batman and everything like that. So are people going to be still interested in playing just because it is Deathstroke, or are they going to be thinking to themselves like, you know what, with Batman not even available, I don't even really care to play as Deathstroke. So I'm just kind of curious if that's how that's going to go down. So we'll check out this article and I'll give my thoughts as we go along. So as its first year concludes, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is adding Deathstroke in season 4. While it has struggled to gain traction since its launch, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League could bring back some players with this fan favorite character. Since its release, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has received mixed reactions from the community. While it has a small but dedicated fan base, the critics point to the live service aspect of the game as a key problem. And I've mentioned that before. I had watched someone stream this game, and it was one of those situations where they were constantly having to reboot the game just because they'd be in the middle of playing, doing something, in the middle of a mission, and all of a sudden they'd get that error message, connection failed, need to reconnect. And it wasn't an issue of like their internet, it was just an issue with the games being able to stay connected to the internet, which is weird considering that it was only one person that was playing it and they weren't doing like any type of co-op type of stuff. It's just single player. So I felt like that was really weird. So yeah, that being a key problem, I feel like can be what a lot of people would be, griping about. So contrary to Rocksteady Studios' previous games, all the characters in Suicide Squad use guns to defeat their enemies. These guns are upgraded regularly by completing challenges, with each season introducing new weapons alongside some other additions. Slade, Deathstroke, Wilson is set to join the character roster in season 4. And that's one of the things I'm sure that they were kind of hoping for, because at the end of the day, Slade is a badass character. I like Deathstroke a lot, especially because I was someone that used to watch Teen Titans back in the day. So I always, have a little bit of love for that character because of that game, as well as the fact that when you see how much of a badass he is, later on, kind of learning more about the comics and the lore of this character, like he is a force to be reckoned with. So the fact that they were considering adding him into this, I mean, maybe the time was right in regards to, like I had mentioned before, them doing the whole sale for this game. But I feel like if they really wanted to kind of push this character, they probably should have done it a little bit sooner than later, as opposed to, waiting until the game kind of died out quite a bit, and not having too many players playing. But again, it could be the fact that they were just kind of waiting for that sale to go through and having a lot more players playing it. So let's go ahead and continue on. So the Suicide Squad Twitter account recently confirmed that Deathstroke is the final Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League DLC character for the game's first year. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice... Jesus Christ, how many times did they write that in this article? Introduces Deathstroke in Season 4, which is set to begin on December 10th, so tomorrow, and will conclude on March 10th, 2025. Beyond the introduction of Deathstroke, Season 4 will likely include new episodes, Elseworld content, and notorious and legendary items. Like previous seasons, Season 4 will also offer new cosmetics in the in game shop and Battle Pass, as the official website still highlights Season 3. It's currently unclear specifically what players can expect from the upcoming content drop. Deathstroke joins the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League roster in Season 4. Way back when the game was first released, Deathstroke was one of the rumored characters to be coming to the game. This mostly stemmed from various buildings in its open world having graffiti depicting the anti-hero. A community member also leaked Deathstroke's appearance in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League when they also accurately predicted that he would arrive in Season 4. Other characters like the Joker, who seemed weird, their version of it, Mrs. Freeze, which was a weird decision to make Mr. Freeze Mrs. Freeze, and Lawless, who I did a video on that myself, and the character just didn't seem likable at all. It just kind of came off as like a little bit of an annoyance, and the fact that it's one of the children of one of the Suicide Squad members, Killshot, was just really weird. There's a lot of weird decisions that they made when it came down to the characters that they decided to bring in. Have joined the roster in their own respective seasons. These characters could be unlocked by completing story missions and challenges, but players can also purchase them in the shop. This will likely remain the case with Deathstroke when he's added in Season 4. Given that Deathstroke uses an arsenal of weapons in the comics, the guns that feel out of place for characters like Harley Quinn may fit the setting better in Slade's hands. As Season 4 completes the first year of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League post-launch content, it's unclear what Rocksteady has planned next for the game. So, yeah, I mean, at this point, I feel like this has really got to be like a final test for them. See how it is when Deathstroke comes out. See if the player base really does, decide to play a little bit more. They do have more people getting into it with how, the sale that went on and everything like that. But I feel like if this flops, I more than likely that's going to be an indicator for them that they might just need to chill out on this game altogether. Yeah, they plan on doing more seasons, I'm sure. But if the seasons aren't bringing in players, aren't bringing in that revenue that I'm sure they were hoping for with being able to do a season pass kind of a thing, they're more than likely probably just going to want to just shelve this, give it some time maybe, and either work on something else or just, decide, this just isn't it. We're just going to have to stop altogether. So I don't know. We'll see what the direction it goes in. If there is any more news, obviously I'm gonna see if I can get some more information on it and see what like I said, what the player count will be and all that type of stuff, and see if it does make any type of headway or anything like that. So those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, with Deathstroke being, a playable character for anyone that might have purchased it with the sale that went on, the 95% sale. Will you guys be picking it up, or will you just be saying pass on this one? So let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comment section. If you guys could like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have been watching this long, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, until next time, Harmonic out. Peace.